Hello, welcome to our astrology study group. And today is going to kind of be how do you use astrology as a tool, as a day-to-day basis, like a day in the life of an astrologer. How does that work? What do you do? And I'm going to show you some cool stuff. So let's just dig right in. Let's dive right in. So we're here today, and I have you're looking at an ephemeris, and this is for November 2023, and this is a pretty good one. We can see the day of the week, first, third, all the way through 30th on the far left, and then going across the top, you see the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and the North Node. So these are all going out from the sun in order, so you can see that. And then we just look down the day. Well, let me tell you another thing. The black is direct motion of the planet, and the red is when it's retrograde. So you can see Jupiter here is, all month it's retrograde, and you can see the degrees. It's 10 degrees, but you can see the minutes: 49, 40, 32, 24, 16. You can see that going down. 10 degrees, 9:52, 9:43, blah, blah, blah. So that's going down. It's going retrograding. Here we got 7 Taurus at the end of the month. And then we see Saturn. When we started the month, it was retrograde, but then it went direct. You can see here, look at stationary. Look at how stationary it was. 0 degrees, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31. And here we station forward. It's not showing you we've got the degrees and the minutes, but not the seconds. But anyway, here, we're starting to go forward. It was right in here. So here's it on the 8th, it's 32, we starting to pick up speed, 33, but we're still at 0. It's going to be 0 until the end of the month. Moves on the 28th, it'll move to 1 degree. All right. We can see Uranus still retrograde, and Neptune retrograde. Pluto went direct, and that's the North Node. We'll talk about that another time. So let's go down to the 14th, and we see the sun at 21. So what we're going to do, and I'll show you some calendars that have this, so we can see things in another way. But I just want to show you where it comes from. If you have an ephemeris, open it to that, and if you don't, get one. There's what's really cool. I'm going to show you some calendars. I love the Llewellyn's astrological calendar because it's so. For calendars, I'll show you, it's pretty well done. And I like that in the back they have explanations for you how to use this, and then they also have an ephemeris for the year, each month, for the year, and you can just kind of flip it, and you see each month, what I'm looking at right here. So 14th. Okay, so then here's everything. We got the moon, here's 28. This is probably at noon. They probably set the moon at noon. And it's 28 Scorpio. We have Mercury and 5 degrees Sag. We have Venus 6 degrees Libra, and you can see the sign right after it. And we go all the way across. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but you can read all of those all the way across. And if you're unfamiliar with those, there's a lot of glyph, they're called glyphs, and you can just go look those up, say astrology glyphs, and it'll come up, and you can, most books, lots of stuff has those to get more familiar with it. Okay, so that shows that, but see, what's hard to see, this is like the aspects between stuff, but you can look for degrees. Like here, I'm going to look everything around 20, oh, there's 22, oh, Mars. And then this one, oh, they're both, look at the same sign. Oh, there's a conjunction. Yeah, you can see that. And then you're going along, la, 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 la. Oh, 21, Taurus. And you think, okay, let's see, Scorpio, Taurus. Oh, see, opposition. And, so those two are opposition of up here. You can see it's Uranus. So this is how you do that. And you can, put a ruler underneath it so you can read it all the way across. You can put them on a wheel, get a piece of paper and make 12 pie-shaped divisions, and then just put those all the way around. You can see it that way. All right, that's one thing. I just wanted to show you that. Now let me show you. let's see, hold on a second. Let's go. Let me go find it first so you look at that. Too many buttons. Too many buttons. All right, get rid of that. Bring that down. Bear with me, I got several windows open. And all right, here, monthly calendars. There we go. Let's get this one. All right, here I want to show you. Okay, new share. Here we go. Okay, here's something that I found on Cafe Astrology, and it has the month, and then they're all just a little different. Some are easier to read than others, but you get the gist of it. Like here at the top, let's look at the first. We have, it looks like, I'm not sure why they have two signs. Maybe it's, okay, so the moon moving from Gemini into Cancer, and then because it's here at Cancer, and then it would be moving, okay, from this day it's Cancer and Leo, and it's telling you the time that it moved into the next sign. 3:21 here on the 4th, moved in Leo. Okay, it's like every other day. You can see here on the 6th we got Leo, and it's moving into Virgo at 2:39, and it will tell you, I'm not sure what this one's time is, where it's at, if it's Greenwich or if it's East Coast or West Coast, or it'll tell you in there. Time changes for New York. So this is East Coast time. Okay, so what else is kind of interesting here? It's telling you all the aspects of the day over here like this. And I don't like it written like this because it looks like a bunch of gobbledygook, but let me just try to point it out, and I'll show you some others that I think are better. But here the first one, you have Mercury, and it looks like conjunct Pluto, and then Mercury, quincunx, Chiron, and like Moon, semi-sextile, Uranus, blah, blah, blah. So they're all in there like that. Some of them, this one has like all the different angles. It has the minor angles you can see here with the half square and lots. Okay, so it's still cool because it lists it. You don't have to go, figure it out. You don't have to go find it and do the math. And then this one tells you all the void of course moons, the date and the time, and where it's at. How nice is that? That's cool. You can go here every month and look up the void of course moons and write them in your calendar. So when the moon goes offline, then you're not signing papers and things, because it's just kind of, sometimes it doesn't work out. All right, let me get you another one to see. Let's go look at, this one was kind of cool. Let me show you this one. This one has the phases of the moon over all of those aspects. I can't get it any closer. Maybe I can do plus. See if I can get a little closer for you. No, can't. I'm already zoomed in. Maybe it's getting bigger for you. Anyway, it's probably not real clear. But anyway, you can see it's showing the phase of the moon. That's like right here, whatever, March 2016, March 9th was the new moon, probably, right? Yeah, because I think that's the dark. And then like 2 weeks later, boom, boom, here's the full moon on the 23rd. And then it starts getting, you can see how it's, getting more, less full. And this is getting more full. After the new moon, you see it moving. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a cool one. You can make graphic stuff as well as, giving you this pertinent information here. All right, let's see. I showed you that one. Oh, here's the Llewellyn one. I want to show you that one. This is from their calendar 2022. There's all the drawings, and then here's the I don't care for so much of this stuff here. I'm sorry, the little thing for each sign. But I like this, and I like the way. I'm just gonna try to. I know it's a little blurry, but I think you get it. See how the aspects are listed? They're the major ones of importance, and they're listed one underneath the other. And there's the time. So I'm not gonna move my cursor, but if you look on Wednesday, the 2nd, the new moon, because you can see the dark moon there. You can it says on top of 4th, it's in Pisces, it's new moon. Anyway, you can see the first aspect on the bottom. It's like the sun, looks like sextile. I have my little magnifier. Is my magnifying glass. You can't see it. Sun sextile looks like, I think maybe Uranus. I can't see it. It's either Uranus or Mercury. And they'll tell you the time right after it. And then the next one there in the time. And these are the major ones, not all the minor ones. I think with for me, all the minor ones just get you tripped up because there's just so much. It's like, oh my God, half square and square and a half. It's like, it just gets too much. The major ones are enough. All right. Let me get another one for you. Did I show you this one? I don't know if I showed you this one because there's a couple that are similar. Let me just bring it up anyway. No, I didn't bring up. This was another one that's kind of like the Llewellyans one that give you some other information. I'm not sure what TR, I can't quite see it, TRNA, and anyway, but you can see the aspect. Let's look on the fourth up near the top. We can see the Mars, the sextile, Neptune into the time. Sun, trine, Neptune, Sun, square, Saturn, Sun, sextile, Mars, and tells you the new moon, pass. I can't read what this says, but it's just giving you some more information. This stuff right here is gold. This is great. Look at this one on the 10th. Look at all these aspects here. And these are the planets, not just the moon. You know, a lot of times, like in the Llewellyans, they'll give you all the moon aspects too, which is good. You know, there's a lot of them on there, but the moon moves very fast, and you can kind of, if you know, it moves 12 degrees a day, you know, because it moves 30 degrees in 2.5 days. So 12 and 12 is 24, and then a half a day, you know, 6, that's 30. So you can figure that out. But these are nice to have done here, and it gives you, you know, to the node as well. So day in the life of astrologer, having a good reference material, having an astrological calendar is really simple. So you can just go look and see. It's like, oh, there is like one minor one on there. Oh, well. But anyway, you can go, the sun square something. And then you can kind of, the next thing to do would be like, all right, what sign is the sun in and what relation is it to my sun, right? You know, like, is like, if, you know, I'm an Aries, so right now the sun is in Scorpio, so it's making a quincunx to me. So, I mean, to my sun sign. So it's like, but they're both ruled by Mars, which kind of softens it a little bit, doesn't make it quite so bad. So there's at least a little bit of that in common. You know, usually the inconjunct has nothing in common, no element. You know, it's one's feminine, one's masculine, one will be cardinal, one will be fixed. And then, you know, we'll have two signs that are out of element, out of phase. So they have nothing in common. But this is good to know. And then you start looking at it with you, okay? So now the next part, we have calendar. Now let's go do, let's see. I made I invented a person. I mean, it could be there. Let's see, is this one? Yeah, made up person, new share. Let's go to made up person. So I just picked a date at random. Well, actually, I wanted it close to today, and then I kind of moved it a little bit so I can point out some kind of cool stuff. So I made this just kind of, I made it up. November 16th, 1972, 9:43 in the morning, Miami Beach. Whoever this is. Could be somebody, may not, doesn't have to be. But what I want you to notice is, let's start like, okay, say this is you. We'll just take a note of a couple things here at this person, at the made up person. We have the sun in Scorpio, 24 degrees, and it's making a trine over to the moon. It was, you know, at 24 Pisces. So there's a nice water trine here. You know, we got an intensive person, we got a Scorpio, and then they've got a nice, you know, moon. I mean, but the water, but it makes for maybe for a real psychic person or a real deep person. And then we go look at the rising, and we got a Capricorn rising, and we got Jupiter right on the ascendant and the North Node over there. So maybe there's some business acumen, you know, something about themselves in business, you know, being part of them, you know, themselves is like that first house. But then they got a lot, a lot of stuff on the upper part of the chart, and a lot of stuff up there at the midheaven. So this person. Oh, and then there's the Venus Uranus conjunction in Libra, 20 degrees with Mars leading. Mars following the pack. Sorry, it's something in my eye, blinking, bothering me. Okay, so that's pretty significant. So we have some, so something, it's, we got that conjunction. So, wow, what could that be? It's like Venus in Uranus fused. This person could give you surprise party person. This person may be, the business of making surprise parties. It's just making stuff up. That might be what they are. It's near at midheaven. They'd be really good at it. Or, yeah, let's just leave it at that. Okay, so anyway, this person, they're getting up for the day, and they want to let's change your chart. Then they want to see what's going on in their life. So let me switch charts here, I think. All right, let me get rid of these. Bear with me. And made up person. Where's my made up person? I thought I did. Oh, I know. Okay. I want to just bring in the bi-wheel. Bear with me. There we go. Okay, made up person. I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but I'll switch it a minute. I'm going to just put, see, inner wheel is made up person and outer wheel is the transits for today view. There we go. Now I can share it with you if you're not seeing it already. There we go. Okay. So made up person coming into their birthday. We have the sun and Mars coming into conjunction with their sun. So this is going to kind of be very energetic for this person. So, okay, my point is you'll take your chart and you'll put what's happening. This is what I like to do. You can put what's happening like as an outer wheel. And if you don't have software, you can just draw this. You can have your chart and you can go look up in your ephemeris and just write these things in on the outer side to see how they're lining up and to look and see for your aspects. So let's just make it easy. Let's just look at kind of some of this easy stuff. Okay, so sun we see is getting real close. Again, birthday in a couple days. Mars is just ahead there, and it's like making the nice conjunction here with the sun. They're transiting. Why can't I think that planet sometimes? Mercury is just past being conjunct their Neptune. So maybe they got some communicating their dream. Whatever. There's something in that. Pluto. It's been a little while. Went over their North Node. They might have had something different in their career. And look at Neptune. Neptune is going over their moon, so that's kind of interesting. The moon just went over their Neptune, and then Neptune is going over their moon. So that's pretty significant for a day for like this person. So you would look and see different aspects, where and how things are. If you already know the outer planets where they're at because they're moving slower, but you can look more at some of these other ones and seeing what things are significant for you, maybe per week, per day, per week, per month. We also see transiting Venus just went over their Pluto. So there was something kind of interesting with, we've talked about Venus and Pluto and looking at the depths, and, it's kind of interesting. But they were born when the time where Pluto was in a nicer sign. It was in Libra. So when Venus in her sign goes over, that's not quite as harsh as Venus and Capricorn going over Pluto and Capricorn. So that would be a little more rough. So you can see how it's a little different, some of these aspects per person. Okay, so you've done that. You've looked at just what's going on for the day. And here also is in what's going on for the day on the outer wheel. This is what is going on. This is what we looked at in the ephemeris. This is what we looked at on the astrological calendar. But now we've just kind of fit it into you, into your life, right? Now we can just also look at this in another way, say using astrology. Say you wanted to look at your relationship with your boss, with your, mother-in-law, with anybody, right? So let's just say here's you, you put in here's made up person, and they, here's another person. Let's just forget it's this day's aspects, but let's just say that here's another person, and we put them around there. Or what I'd really like to do is to put two wheels next to each other, but just for sake of showing you, well, maybe I can do that. But let me just explain first, and then we can look at it differently. So we can just start comparing. I think you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. So like this person, it's like, oh, their suns are pretty close to being conjunct. They're only born 2 days apart. And then this person, let's call this person November 14th, Nova is born here with this, they have this conjunction of Sun and Mars, and that's just conjuncting this person's Sun. So this would be a very lively, energized person to this one, to the, their suns would be there. They could be really deep together, and the energy to be deep, examining, forever, figuring stuff out, going down rabbit holes, and then having the connection with the communications of Mercury and Sag over to this person's Neptune and Sag. So this one, they can spark each other's imagination. This one can tell this, the inner one or made up person, feed their imagination. This one's Pluto, then this one's, the other person's Neptune is over the the inner person's moon. So there's more of that Neptunian, feeding into that. So there's a lot that we can compare with another person. Okay, so this is just another way to use astrology. And there's so many more, but these are the common ones. Look at the ephemeris, look at your astrological calendar to get the astrological weather of the day, just kind of seeing like what is just in the stars for everything. It's like, oh, we had moon changing signs. We had Saturn changing signs. And then you'll see closer stuff like, oh, Saturn also changed houses in my chart. Then when you look at you, it gets a little bit more personal. And you go, oh, okay, now not only did Saturn change signs, it changed houses in my chart because blah, 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 whatever. So you get zoned in on a little bit more what's going on. And then you can compare yourself to other people, compare other people and see what gets along, what doesn't. It's nice to play on the things that you do have in common and you do get along and kind of tiptoe around, learn how to navigate, avoid, just depending on who it is, those things that don't. If you've got your husband's boss coming over and you look, something, it's easy to get somebody's birthday. You don't need to know the date, the time. You can say, oh yeah, you're born, what's your birthday? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and you're probably, 21. No, I was born something or other. People, you can get that pretty easy. And you go look that up. And then you would really, really nice to know maybe that, your boss's moon and your moon, your husband's boss's moon and your moon get along, but like your sun's square. So like, okay, don't not play to the ego part. Let's do it to the nice feel good stuff here. Things like that to just give you a little head off the pass. It's like, okay, I see the ego, maybe your Aries in their Capricorn. That may be kind of, button heads over there. And maybe they're the same degree too. It's like, oh shit. So play on the moon stuff. You can just be real nice. It's not the time to argue your point about world politics with that person or to run your mouth, so this is good to know. Okay, I'm going to stop here because these are big ones. You know, we've talked about a lot of things that are pretty practical. So just get your chart out, look, you know, get an ephemeris, get a calendar, and make it really easy. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. And thanks for listening. More to follow. Have a good week. Bye for now.